pretty crazy to see the garage now. What's up guys, welcome to the vlog again. Matty here as always. Today it's gonna be a little different. I just want to talk to you. I was planning to record this video before getting the C5, but the opportunity of the C5 showed up before I make this video. Point is that I want to talk about, you know, all the challenges and everything I learned, and something behind the scenes you guys didn't see on the cam swap. Dude, my garage looks like another garage. So I cleaned up, I organized everything, have all my tools back in place, and the C5 is sitting there. For now, I didn't do anything. The only thing I did was that first wash, and that's it. But I bought a bunch of stuff, so we're gonna start work on this really soon. For the C6, it's pretty much ready. The only thing I need to do, I bought new O2 sensors because my O2 sensors, they were throwing me a code. And that's it, but we're gonna do more stuff for sure. I'm not done yet, and I'm taking this to Limitless Auto Lab, so we're gonna wrap the roof, the halo, the pillars, and this part here. And you see, I'm very excited for this. Also, you see I have like Mustang wheels here sitting in my garage. Do you guys remember that Grand Marquis that we work on it? It's working. The brakes are done. We had to take somebody else to do the brakes because it was a big job. Every single line needs to be replaced. The car is running and it's good. So now we're gonna throw this bad boys on it and we'll see. Let me know if you wanna see that. I'll definitely share it with you guys. You know, I was planning to make this video right after I was done with the camp. But again, the C5 showed up. I had to push down, and also my allergies, as you can see, it's pretty bad. So I took like a couple days off because I was so, to be honest, the cam install was so stressful that I was like, you know what, I'll take a break. But I really wanted to do this kind of video. I don't have a script to follow. I'm just saying what I went through when I decided to do a cam swap, right? So first thing, why I try to do that by myself? The answer is very simple. Like, I like to face challenges, and when I saw other people doing it, I was like, I think I can do it. But to be honest, I didn't know anything about cam swap. I didn't even know some part names. So with that being said, that's like your recipe for trouble, right? Because I didn't know too much, and now the LS engine is very complicated, and nowadays you can find everything online basically. What I had in mind was like, you know, I will try to do it, and Dave offered me help, which pushed me a little bit more. The thing I didn't put in my mind is like, once I start, first of all, the time frame, right? I had such a short time frame in my mind that I was like, I'll get done in like 4 days, right? All combined, of course, because I cannot work full 4 days on my cars because I have like a regular job and life and you know, family and stuff. So when I decided, I was like, okay, if I take the car apart before Dave gets here, when Dave gets here, we put everything back on, and then with everything back on, we should be fine, and we can start the car, drop the car down, and take it to the dyno. That's what I had in my mind, right? But once you start putting things apart, and Ray told me one thing, things they don't like to be taken apart. And that's very true, because when you put everything back together, they normally don't go 100% back together. But the point is, the time frame, what I would say, it's like during a time that you know you're not gonna need the car, or you have the space available for it, right? What I mean about space is, I had this bay of my garage just for the C6. It's sitting here, now it's nice and shine and ready, but it's way different when your car is apart, it smells gas, oil, so the garage is not comfortable to be in anymore. If you guys get to know me in person, you're gonna know that I try to be as much as organized as I can. I'm not OCD, but I'm close, I would say. Like, my car inside is pretty clean. I like the look of the car clean with tire shine. I know some people hate it, I like it, that's me. Having my main tool where I decompress apart, and not it's just the fact it was apart, is because I found more issues than I thought. And that's another thing. Count on issues that you're not even thinking about. For example, my first day putting everything apart, I broke like a breathing hose that it's like 4 months back order. I put it back together with super glue. I got a new one already, but just to give you guys, that was the first hose that I pulled out of the car. So I started putting apart. Of course, we have 2 big problems, and actually one was the worst, which was the brackets for the steering wheel rack. I had no idea that I was driving with that thing broke. That pushed me back good like a week in this project, because first of all, I didn't know how I would fix it, right? I need to buy the bolt, everything else. But the worst part, dude, was find somebody to weld it. And you figure, okay, it's very easy to find somebody to weld. Yeah, it is, but not mobile, not aluminum. So I don't know if it's only where I live. It was really hard to find somebody to weld the bracket on the subframe. You know where I found it? I messaged a bunch of people. I don't know why I thought about it. I went to Home Advisor. From Home Advisor, I put all the information, and I got this guy, James, that did the welding for me. He charged me a pretty fair price. He charged me $160 to do it. Yeah, it's aluminum, has to be mobile. He needs the equipment, so I was like, you know what? I'll pay. That was I think the biggest problem I faced it. And at that point, I was like, you know what? I cannot stop here. So I keep pushing everything. Also, one thing I forgot to buy, and I didn't know, the LS2 has 1 cam gear with 1 bolt on it. So I should have upgraded for it. I should have get the one with 3 bolts on it. I had to order that because I didn't know. And Dave didn't know either because he did LS1. So LS2, it's a little different. So that put me back another 3 days. I'm saying all that to say, give yourself a bunch of time. Give yourself a lot of time. Get a winter, I don't know. I should have started this like in early January. For example, I did everything by myself once Dave left. Of course, I need to say big thank you to Ray to help me with a bunch of stuff. For example, to do the tronions and the bearings upgrade. Ray did the first one with me. We didn't have the right tool, and then I came home, I did everything by myself. Same thing with the springs. You have different methods to do. I actually use both, but that takes time, dude. Especially the springs when you are using the retainers. That takes time. Thinking back now, I was like, dude, it's almost impossible to do everything in one day. Because first of all, when you are tired, you are not doing the same kind of excellence that you were doing when you were like fresh starting. So I did the springs in one day, and I did the tronions and the bearings and the rock arms upgrade, everything in another day. That was the best thing. Of course, I wish Dave was here for the first start, but I don't think we would get done like putting the cam out on the same day and doing all those upgrades. So the main thing I learned of this is give yourself more time than you think you're gonna need. If you say like, okay, I'll get this done in a month, plan to do 2 months. That's what I would do. And of course, ask for help. I'm very fortunate to have friends like I have. Ray has, man, I cannot even tell how much I learn from Ray every time I go to his shop. It's like unbelievable. He shares his knowledge with me. It's crazy, it's crazy. So he was, a big part of this because he came here to help me to put back the steering wheel rack, which I could not do by myself. We had to drop upper control arm to make more room because there are lines on the way. I'm the kind of guy that I don't like to bother people, I'm saying? I'd rather take the heat by myself so I don't bother anybody. If you're gonna do the cam swap by yourself, put that away and put your humble hat on it and ask for help. They helped me a lot, like we were either with like put hands on it, or just with like a knowledge. It's very important to have it. Even though you can find everything online, sometimes you need a set of hands, like Ray helped me. But other than that, I was frustrating because at some point when a project takes too long, everything seems to be going wrong. For example, we start the car and then I got that leak, right? I don't know if you guys remember, the thermostat housing on my water pump was leaking. Because I was rushing to put the bolt like to make tight, I broke the bolt inside of the water pump. Thank the Lord that I was able to take that out. But if it wasn't, that would push me back, I don't even know how many weeks. So I ordered the new bolts. The new bolts took another 2-3 days to get here. So I put it back in the car. And meanwhile, I was trying to schedule a dyno tune. I scheduled the dyno tune and I had to push again. Finally, the dyno schedule came. And then when I went there, the dyno wasn't working. At that point, I was so frustrated though. And I asked Lewis just to do like a laptop tune and call it a day. And he was pushing me like, dude, let's get your car tuned so you can drive it. And my goal was to go to Hamilton with the Corvette takeover, which was on a Saturday. The first day I took actually was on Wednesday. The dyno wasn't working. My car had the O2 sensor bad too. So it was a combination of frustration. I took the day off. Nothing worked on that day. That was ridiculous. I was so frustrated. I think I called Pete and I told him like how frustrated I was. That's another thing about having friends too, is like so you can vent, you know what I'm saying? At that point I was like, whatever, if the car is not ready for the Corvette takeover, I will drive with Pete or with Ray and whatever, my car stays home. That's how mad I was on the entire situation. Then you need to take a step back, and I think when I gave up, when I put that in my mind, you know what, I'm not gonna make it, whatever. I still had the wheels to mount, everything like in 3 days. So I was like, you know, I'm not gonna make it, forget about it. And then when I remember that Wednesday that I was so frustrated because my car had need like parts like the O2 sensor, the dyno wasn't working. So at night, Louis from LC3 Performance, he texted me, he's like, hey dude, the dyno's back on, you wanna come here on Friday? At that point, I didn't wanna go because it's like, you know, I don't wanna deal with this again. But I pushed myself and I went. I was like, dude, I hope we don't find any more problem with my car on the dyno. And that's why if you watch that video on the dyno, I was saying like, I hope she doesn't blow up, because this entire process was so painful that I was like, the last thing I want, it's my car blowing up on the dyno. That would be just like to close the entire series. Long story short, we got the car done. I went to the Corvette takeover. If you were there, you saw the car before the video went live with the wheels, the car completely. I drove, it was a 1.5 hour drive each way. It was phenomenal. The car drive is like amazing, sounds so good, smells gas. So I was very happy with it. That was very reward. But again, I'm sharing all these things because people on the internet make things look very easy. Because you see on a video, you know, everything seems to be fast, easy, and you don't have any problems. That's not the truth. And of course, because I'm recording, I normally don't show like the stress on me. But dude, what a pleasure when you face all those problems and you enjoy what you do. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm saying the bad part of it because I want to help whoever want to do anything like that. And pretty much every project you see here on my channel is the same. It's like that. And I'm saying like, because it took so long this one, and this one was so far the hardest one I did by myself for sure. The car now, it's amazing, dude. I wish you guys can listen in person. If we're gonna do some meetings, I hope you guys can stop by and see it, because dude, again, I had fun. I hope you guys enjoy it too. The entire series, you know, a bunch of Corvette people came to my channel because of this cam swap. And now with the C5, I don't know what I'm gonna do, but for sure we're gonna transform this car a little bit more than it is now. All right, boys, I hope you guys enjoy this. long episode. I need this episode. Is more for me than for you guys probably. I just need this thing here to say, you know, to get out of my chest. And I just like to share with you all how is the actual experience to do something like that, all right? I hope you guys enjoy. If you're here for the first time, make sure to subscribe, and I'll see you guys next upload. Never forget, enjoy your life and work hard for it.